generation. Now it's starting to make sense to me. Because several years ago, when I was doing some comparisons between the King James and the NIV, I happened upon this verse. The NIV says in Job chapter 40, verse 21, under the lotus plants he lies, hidden among the reeds in the marsh. The lotuses conceal him in their shadow. That is exactly. Let me pull this back out here. What the Dictionary of Symbols said, the lotus is considered in India as the center where Brahma dwells, okay, and as the visible manifestation of his occult or secret activity. Man, I knew that thing was corrupt. And so we see that it is a concealing thing. There's something going on here that you and I can't see. And so let me just say this, okay? So let's get to what we're getting at here. Let's say that there are powers that be that are using this situation, and I believe wholeheartedly they are. I think the end result has yet to be seen. But let's say that there's an organization, there are powers that be, the Illuminati, that's using this BP oil thing as some sort of diabolical plan to bring in a new world order. I could believe that, I really could. What I don't have is internal secret documents from BP. I don't have a letter from, the Antichrist Pope, the Black Pope in the Vatican, writing BP officials saying, blow your rig up. I mean, we don't have that. Probably never will. But what we do have is the language of symbols, and we have the revealer of all of these symbols, our trusty King James Bible. And so here it is, this lotus idea, and it's concealing in relation to these other flowers such as the rose. Now, this phrase that Dan Brown talked about in the Da Vinci Code, a phrase called sub rosa. You see a picture of it here. Sub rosa means under the roses. And he explains that anything that is done under the roses is going to have a secret to it, a mystery. It's quiet. It's to be concealed. Rosalind Chapel, which is has all these occult symbolisms in it and all this stuff going on, where Dan Brown in the Da Vinci Code said that there's a big secret lying buried underneath it. It's sub rosa. The ceiling of Rosalind Chapel is just covered with roses, so everything that goes on in there is sub rosa. Now, back to the BP symbol. Not only is it a lotus, and this Dictionary of Symbols said that when you're looking at a lotus, you count the number of petals, because the number of petals on the lotus will also indicate a numerical significance. So guess what I did? I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I did that, okay? And it didn't surprise me. There are 72 leaves on the BP lotus flower that's concealing the Antichrist. Now remember, let's go back now to something else that happened on our side of the world, called these two earthquakes. The one in the Dominican Republic and the one in Haiti, and the other one that happened down in Chile. Remember, they happened significant, terrible earthquakes. The amount of damage was just horrendous. Captured everybody's attention, and they happened exactly 46 days apart. And if you have not seen that yet, go back to the two Watchmen broadcasts that we did on that, and we have them labeled that we're dealing with the earthquakes on there. Go back and watch that. They were in a perfectly straight line, one from another. Both of them happened, here it is, on the 72nd meridian, or line of longitude going north and south. Crossing them is the equator, showing the as above, so below symbol. And all of this, the number 72, of course, Manly Hall says that there are 72 stones in the unfinished pyramid that brings man to illumination. And you see the caption there, Anno Equiptus Novus Ordo Seclorum. So it is about bringing in a new world order. That's what that number 72 represents. In the Kabbalah, you have this concept of the 72 names of God. Here they are listed here. You can't read those. But the 72 names of God, in which if you pronounce all these in the right way, you are invoking the power of God and invoking or provoking or bringing man into a new world order. That's what that number 72 has to do with. And I want you to get this idea of, and I'm going to show you a picture of this here. Here is the major disaster now of what's going on. Not only did this oil rig blow up and kill 11 people, but what is it doing right now as I'm speaking? What's it doing right now? Okay? We have this thing that's in the bowels of the earth, underneath, in a pit, in the chaos, which means the abyss. It's down there, it's hidden, and it's concealed. And what's happening? And where is it happening? It's coming up from the abyss, from a pit down below the earth, and rising up where? Let me just read this to you. Okay? I think there's a picture going on here. Revelation chapter 13. Here it is. Here it is. And I stood upon the sand of the what? The sea. And I saw a beast. And what was that beast doing? Rising up out of the sea. And that's what's going on right now. Let's keep our eyes open and let's keep watching this. By the way, let me just share this with you, then we're going to move on. Oil is a symbol for anointing a king. Okay? Then thou shalt take up the anointing oil and pour it upon his head and anoint him. Who's that king? He's the king, I believe, Revelation chapter 9, he is the king of the bottomless pit called Abaddon and Apollyon. Destruction, the destroyer, is coming. We were talking last year about this new theme park that Disney was going to open up called the Harry Potter theme park. It's become a reality now, and I'll tell you, millions and millions of kids and families from all over the world are going to go to this thing and get indoctrinated into witchcraft. That's what they're going to happen. But, you know, we see symbols. And I want you to watch this commercial very quickly. And I want you to see if you see, what do you see what I see? I want you to watch this thing, and then I'll point some things out. I'll show you what it is you probably missed. Take a look.
Coming this spring, you can truly be part of Harry Potter's world, where magic becomes real and excitement awaits at every turn. Explore the wizarding world of Harry Potter, a world of magical new adventures only at Universal Orlando Resort, where you can be courageous, be outrageous, be extraordinary.
All right, first things first, okay? A broom, okay? Without being too graphic, here's a picture of a witch and a broom. The broom is the symbol for the male. Okay, I'll show you the picture again. Just take a look at it. So we have witches receive their power. The witch's power, they say, a Wiccan's power is received, and witches really do use brooms in their rituals. By the way, this is interesting because, and I think this is why God said this. God said in the book of Isaiah, He said, "I will sweep them with the besom of destruction." I think everything's in the Bible. I really do. I will sweep them with the besom of destruction. A besom was a broom. And here they are using a broom, and they say that they use this broom to generate sexual energy, and that's where they get their occult powers from. I want you to get this, because this is like sons of God and daughters of men together. So that's the first symbol I wanted to show you. So here are all these Harry Potter and this broomstick. And then we have the Gothic cathedrals. And if you remember from our teaching from the Da Vinci Code, if you don't have that video, you need to get that video. Our teaching on the Da Vinci Code, we show you that the doorways of these Gothic cathedrals represent what's called the mandorla. They are the fusion of two things together. And basically a mandorla, the word mandorla is Italian for almond shape. And the mandorla basically is a symbol. It's a picture of the female organ, is what it is. I mean, that's what that is. When people worship this image, that's what they're doing. If you ever get a chance to see this movie called What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams and Cuba Gooding Jr., and I caught this, because here it is, Robin Williams is going to descend into hell so he can save his wife. Okay? And he's dead already, but he doesn't realize he's dead. He has to have his eyes open. And so Cuba Gooding Jr. takes his fingers and draws a mandorla symbol and pushes on it into a wall, and he has to go through that mandorla symbol. Now he's born again. Okay? I mean, you just think about the symbolism. So, and by the way, this is not Jesus. This